Here at Fulham we farm sheep, wool sheep, and we also have some crossbred fat lambs, and we have an oyster farm out the front. Diversification is absolutely the key. So we not only farm those few things ourselves, but we also have leased areas for other crops like potatoes and some seed crops, and on top of that now with a bit of forestry. When you're dealing with Mother Nature, when you're dealing with any commodity-based product, you really need something else to fall back on to ride out the lows. Without having a base of cash flow coming in just to cover maintenance, you really are behind the 8 ball when the actual price lifts on whatever you're producing. We've always had a tree planting program on this farm, but we wanted to create more shelter belts for the stock. We wanted to further diversify our business income. And I think every farm has the space to do something with trees. I think it's hugely beneficial for the stock. So whether it be a lambing paddock, a finishing paddock, cropping paddock, there are advantages to trees in almost every aspect of farming. We had a fair idea of where we wanted to plant trees. It was just simply a matter of working with Private Forest Tasmania and an outside consultant to match those soil types to the different species of trees, and also to work out what was going to be more usable and therefore more profitable in the long term. It just wasn't a complicated process at all. We have quite strong prevailing winds from the northwest, so we generally planted all our trees in a north-south direction. We varied from that depending on paddock sizes, paddock shape, creek lines, rocky areas, but generally always in a north-south direction, just to take advantage of blocking some of that prevailing wind. I mean, evaporation is a massive, massive problem. And in a drought, the more grass cover you lose off the top of your soil, the higher the evaporation rates. So if you can change that, even a small amount, you really reap the benefits in the long run. We chose 3 main species. We chose globulus for the majority of all our sites. We chose radiata pine for some of the sandier sites. And we chose blackwoods for some of those wetter gullies, and also for some of the areas closest to the homestead, because we just like the look of them. The trees are going gangbusters. This rate, it might only be a couple of years before we start seeing some real benefits. The harvesting of the timber, for me, is a secondary bonus. Long-term benefits, I think, really for the next generation to benefit from.